Hello guys, welcome back to a video about the Bafang BBS01 or 02 or HD Mid Drive e-bike motor. If you have one of these, or if you're thinking of buying one of these, this just happens to be a random picture I pulled up. It happens to be on Amazon, but if you have one, you know how great they are for the first thing. But also you may want to make a few changes to the way that it works. You might want to tune some of the different aspects of it. And if that's the sort of thing you're interested in doing, well, you've come to the right place. I'm going to do my best to show you how to do that now. Right, well, first thing you're going to need if you want to tune one of these things is an adapter cable. Now what this is a cable, an adapter cable with a connection. I don't know if you can see it, it's a little bit dark. But that cable is, that plugs into the one of the sockets on the motor. And this cable, this adapter, plugs into your laptop. And this is a fairly standard cable. Fairly standard adapter. It's the cable that it plugs into, which isn't standard. So anyway, I'm going to show you where you can get one of those if that's something you want to do. So keep watching. Okay, first thing you need to do is you need to get yourself a cable. So go to your laptop, type in Bafang BBS01 programming. Programming cable. Excuse me shaking as I'm typing. It's not easy to type and look at the phone at the same time. Now, where I would suggest you go for this is none of the ones that are coming up at the minute. I suggest you go to nope, not coming up. What I suggest you do is go to Luna Cycles. So just type in Luna, L-U-N-A, and there it comes. lunacycle.com, BBS02, and so on. Click on that, and there you have it. There's a Bafang BBS02, BBSHD, and I'm pretty sure it also does a BBS, or it says down there BBS01 cable. And the reason I'm suggesting you come here is because these guys supply the software that helps you to use it. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. First thing you have to do is get this cable and get it plugged into your laptop and drivers installed if you need them. If you've already had something similar to this plugged into your laptop previously, it probably won't require drivers to be installed. In my case it didn't, because I've used this laptop for various different bits and pieces, so Arduinos and such. So I didn't need to install a driver. You might. So what you have to do is first of all plug it into your computer. You should hear the beeping noise as it comes up. And then what you need to do is confirm whether or not you need to install a driver. So to confirm that, hit your Windows key down here and then start typing DEVICE, and hopefully you should see Device Manager will come up. Click on Device Manager, and in a few seconds, here you come. Right, here's your Device Manager. So what you're looking for is to go down to the COM ports, down there, and you're looking for USB serial CH340 and COM3 or COM4 or COM1 or 2 or whatever it is. The number's not that important. It is important later, but it's not that important for at this stage. You're just trying to confirm if it's working. So if you're getting an error message here and you're not getting the full CH340 details, it's just some sort of USB serial device with an exclamation mark, it means you need the drivers installed. If you need to install the drivers for this, this is what you need to do. Go back to your browser again, open a new page, and go down and type in CH340 driver. Just type in those words. Now, I would recommend that you go to SparkFun to get your drivers. It's entirely up to yourself if you want to get them from somewhere else, but this is where I went to and it worked for me. So go to SparkFun and you get this screen comes up. Now, there is a video that they put up. I can't remember how useful it is, but what I suggest you do is, if you do need the drivers, just go over to the right. It says drivers if you need them, click there. Now come down here, and I suggest you don't click on that link, but go further down and click on that link. If you click on that link, it will download a little executable file. Run that, and okay, it's come up with an error message because I've already previously done this, but you just run that application and it will install the drivers for you. Eventually, after a few minutes, you're finished, close it, go back to the, just Alt Tab here, go back to the device manager, and at this stage you should now see the correct wording there. It should say something like USB serial CH340 and then the number of the COM port that you're plugged into. Now be aware that that COM port number will change depending on the USB port you plug into. And what I mean by that is, I'm currently in this USB port. If I unplug it, bring it over to the other side of the laptop and plug it in again. Excuse me when I do this. Plug it in again. Okay, it's now coming up, and it's coming up USB COM 4. And if I plugged into a different USB port, it would give me a different COM port number. So be aware of that when you come to the next stage. So anyway, that's you've got the driver installed now. You can close this and go back to the LiitoKala web page. And now you can go down and you can get the software. Now to get this software, click on this link. And that should open another page. And it gives you two options here. It talks about the programming cable, you've already got that. And it talks about the LiitoKala config tool. So that's what you need to run. You need to click on that LiitoKala config tool. And that should bring you into a page where you can download the software you need to run this. So just click on download. Sorry, I'm not sure if you saw that. Over here, click on download. And what that will do is download the software that is in that folder. It does take a few seconds to do it. I'm just going back out again here so you can see what's happening. Sorry, it is a bit slow, but it will eventually do it. There we go. And down here you can see that it's downloaded a zip file. And there it is there. So what you're going to have to do now is you really need to extract that. So right click on it. Oh, no. Go in. It is a zip file, so you'll need to extract it. Extract all. And just extract it wherever you want. That'll do. So it then opens up the folder. If I can get rid of this. Right, so now it opens up that folder. And this is your programming tool. Now you may need to run this as an administrator. I'm not entirely sure. Just in case you do need to, I'll show you how to do that. I can't remember if I had to last time or not, but just put your mouse over the application, right click, and then run as administrator. And say yes. And there you go. You've got the LiitoKala program for changing the settings of your e-bike. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to close the laptop, bring it downstairs to the bike, and plug it in, and we'll show you what we can do. Alright, well we're down in the garage at the bike, and what we need to do is disconnect the connector that goes to the display unit. So we'll disconnect this one and we'll plug in this instead, and then we'll take it from there. Right, well, that's that plugged in. So now we go to the software and just click on connect. And hopefully you accept the terms, of course. Okay guys, what you need to do when you start this, after you get connected, you need to read the flash. Now what that does is it'll read everything that's in your motor. It'll read the settings from your motor up into this display, and from there you can then start to from there you can then get rid of that. You can then make changes. Now this is the basic, and this is the different assist levels. Now if you have, I think by default these normally come with, is it 5 speed levels? So they're 5 or 3, I can't remember which, but there's a very simple setting in your display to change that to 9. And this is what each of the 9, it's actually 10 levels if you count 0. I've actually just changed assist level 0 to give me some assist and some speed. And the reason for that is I want to use this bike off-road, so I want to be able to get some level of assist, very, very small level of assist for moving around at very low speed. So that's why I've done that. And I've just gone through and played with these settings and made a few small changes. And then once you've made the changes that you want, then just write them. But like I said before, do not make lots of changes in one go, and be very, very careful about the way you make the changes. It is possible to set something, I believe it's possible, I haven't done it, but I believe it's possible to get it wrong. So, basic, these are your levels of assist. This is the low battery cutoff. That's the voltage that the thing will stop assisting you when it reaches. I've set it to 30 volts, which is approximately correct for my setup. This is a 10S 8P, I think it is. I can't remember now what the setup is, but it's 10S anyway. So if I allow each battery to go down to 3 volts, or each cell to go down to 3 volts, then that's okay by me. I wouldn't want to go much lower than that. But I have been in a situation where I think before I made the changes, this thing went down to 33 volts and then started to run out of puff, and I had to cycle it home by muscle power alone, and that wasn't any fun. I can assure you, I had to cycle about 5 or 6 miles without any assist, And of course, you're carrying all this extra weight and you've got the extra resistance from the motor. Yeah, it wasn't great fun. So set this to a sensible level so that each of your cells will not go below 3 volts. I think is probably about right. Current limit is actually dictated by the model of your Bafang motor. In my case, it's limited to 25 amps, so I can't make that more than 25 amps, but I can make it less. I can turn down the assist if I choose to. You can see that each of these assist levels, you have varying levels of current as well, right up to 100. And the same with speed, varying levels of speed, right up to 100. And just in case you weren't aware, the way this motor works is that each of those levels of assist will adjust the speed that the motor will turn the chainring. Try and get this around you so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, that's your chainring, and if you set this to level 1, it will spin this chainring at a certain speed. If you set it to level 9, it'll spin it at a different speed, and that speed is dictated by the speed of this chainring is dictated by the percentage of the maximum speed that you have this set to. Now in this case, the maximum speed I believe is 29 miles per hour, 29 kilometers per hour, 25 miles per hour, something like that. I'll show you in the next one. But anyway, if we go through to that's the speed. That's the maximum speed. Like I said, it's about 25 miles per hour, whatever that is in kilometers, 40 I think. And so each of your levels of assist give you a percentage of current and a percentage of speed. So go to pedal assist. Now, what it will say here is that the speed that your that the designated assist level will be by display's command. What that means is, if your display is set to number 1, speed level 1, speed level 2, whatever you set it to, that will dictate here what you get. Starting current percentage is down as 40%. You can change that. All these different things you can change if you wish to. But the one that I was most interested in was the throttle setting. And like I showed you earlier, that setting there, that one there, is the important one. By default, designated assist level is by display command, which means that if you have this set to number 1 and you use the throttle, I'll not touch it because it'll only jump forward. If you set this to number 1 and use the throttle, it will accelerate you up using the current and speed levels that are set at number 1. And if you set it to if it's set to number 4 and you hit the throttle, you get the current and speed dictated by assist level number 4. So that to me is silly. That's kind of pointless really. So I changed it to maximum full power. And the speed limit, yep, there's the speed limit there, is the maximum you can take it to is 24.9 miles per hour, 40 kilometers per hour. So once you've got those settings set the way you want, click on write. And that will now write all those settings to your bike. And that's you're done. You're good to go. I'm going to take it out now for a test and see just what the difference is of the changes that I've just made. But be very careful at this stage. With this plugged in, your throttle is live. The bike will jump forward if you hit the throttle. So just be very careful about that. Disconnect it from your laptop before and then disconnect it from here before you mess about with anything else. Alright, thanks for watching, and I hope this has been of some use to you. If it has been, then hit the like button, subscribe, and yeah. Full disclosure, I have not been paid by anybody to make this video. I have no affiliation with Lunacycles yet. If I can work out an affiliation with them, I by all means will. But for now, I have no affiliation with anybody except myself. So I may get some money from YouTube for this video, but I can assure you I'm not getting anything from Lunacycle at the time that the video is being made. So thanks for watching, and bye for now.